One of the signs that you've made it to the NFL is when you're up there behind that podium answering questions during the post-game press conference. To be honest, during my first one, I wasn't even thinking enough to be nervous. And that might have been a good thing. My response was mostly reflexive as the adrenaline was still buzzing through my system. But rewatching the interview again later, I realized the meaning of what I'd unconsciously said. Football is as much a mental sport as a physical one.
Today, from in Kansas, it's Week 17 of the NFL. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Houston Texans.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in a very rainy Kansas City, Missouri at venerable Arrowhead Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence of fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. They come into this one off a bit of a clunker last time out, a loss that ended their 5-game winning streak. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they come in as a team that looks like a well-oiled machine for the postseason, winners of 8 of their last 10.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. Out comes Deshaun Watson, ready to captain the ship here for this Houston offense. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. The first carry now. This is Johnson. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. The numbers a week ago for Johnson. 22 carries, 68 yards.
And they've already clinched a playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game because some teams' philosophy get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
5 yards on the pickup, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. And for the Texans here, you wonder just how long it's going to take to get over the loss to the Chiefs in the postseason last year in the divisional round. Well, the Texans had a 24-0 lead on the road. Normally, you'd consider that ball game, but not when Patrick Mahomes is on the other side of the field, as those Chiefs rallied back to win one of 3 times in those playoffs where they trailed by double digits and came back to get the victory.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away.
Tyreek Hill back deep for Kansas City. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-line. So here are the Chiefs now backed up for their first drive. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive, eluding the pressure right. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. 2 plays, 2 catches. You have a feeling they're going to look for him early and often, and that's to be expected. You got a player of his caliber, why not?
And I think it's also a message from them to the defense that you're not going to dictate to us what we're going to do with one of our better players, because so often you hear about defenses saying we're going to take away what you do best. In this case, they're going to move him around, find proper matchups, and make sure they continue to funnel the ball to him.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete. And some space here. And all the way in for a Kansas touchdown. Travis Kelsey, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
And now the Chiefs making the decision that they're going to go for 2. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Flushed out. He will get in to make it 8-0.
That makes the score.
So the signal caller doing it himself there on the 2-point try.
You got to like that. We always talk about the ball staying in the hands of the best players, but most of the time you want to get it to a back, pitch it to a wide receiver. In this case, the quarterback did it himself.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
That's caught by Hollister.
Complete to Jacob Hollister.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. Frank Clark able to record his 5th sack of the season. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to stay in the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Out of the gun, Watson. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. First catch of the game for Cooks. It'll be a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blue play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side. You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
To throw is Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, that allows your blitzers to get there.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. So the Chiefs offense heads out. There's a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, it's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're within the playoffs. Boy, they've definitely come out of the gate smoking here in the first quarter. Whatever they've tried to run has worked, and there's another example right there. Game plan is one thing, but how about his accuracy? It's been exceptional.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now back to throw. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 1 quarter down, 8-0 the score.
Nothing.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. This will be caught inside the 10. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
They'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Conversion is no good.
Well, split the difference, and they're right where they would have been with 2 PATs. They got the two-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
Watson to give. This is Johnson. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
Ball carrier.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Short pass to the tight end, Hollister. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, here's Watson. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
It'll be just an 18-yard punt. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense and Tyreek Hill heading back out onto the field. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little, they bask in it. They think this is okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes coming your way, too, because I've got to get coverage in his direction. We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. And they move this all the way down to the 9. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a 1st.
Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time, but it'll be 2nd and goal. The play action fake, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time, but now it's 3rd and goal. On play action, they'll throw. Toward the pylon, caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
So now the Chiefs will once again decide to go for 2 here. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points.
That makes the score Chiefs 22.
So the 2-point conversion trend continues, at least as far as trying to. They've attempted them after all 3 touchdowns, CD, and converted now 2 of them.
They're not just dipping their toe in the water, are they? I mean, they're committed to going for 2 points, and 2 out of 3, now with a 22-0 lead. In a sense, they're a little bit ahead of the curve because normally it would be 21, wouldn't it?
And with the way their defense is playing, I don't know if it matters if they do convert any of these. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Heading out as the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Watson into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes.
A loss of 4 yards. And it's 3 and out.
The 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And happy.
An update from Denver. The Broncos have opened up a 2-touchdown lead. Drew Lock with 2 first-half touchdown passes. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? He said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right. Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's got it. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Fights loose. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. So they go with the pass, and it works there on the two-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts, passing versus running on two-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
31-yard line.
And we focus on Duke Johnson now. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Watson on first down. And Cooks has it over the middle. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. To throw again on second down. Watson dancing to his left. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Flush to his right. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. From the gun, Watson, and nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Naimi Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 24-yard attempt.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. Make a small dent in that big deficit as it's down to 27. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll head down to our... That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. We'll get started out in Denver, and it's the Broncos who have the lead in the second quarter. Devin Funchess, a touchdown reception. From there, we head up to the Pacific Northwest. Check on the Seahawks at home in Seattle. And they trail that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers with 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Benny Snell with a touchdown run. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go. And this is taken in at the 5. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Chiefs just continue to pour it on.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
Good luck.
he's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it. Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the young men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense. And, Charles, the good news, they got the stop defensively. The bad news, this is a huge hole that they're in right now. How do they start to dig out of it?
That's a great question because we're not even going to talk about how do they win it, right? We want to see how they can kind of claw back and at least make themselves feel better about the game because this one is likely out of reach. but maybe one possession at a time. Try and play a little bit better and have some respect when you come out of the game.
Dorian O'Daniel, third-round pick in 2018, made the tackle.
2nd and 7 at the 37-yard line.
They go to Johnson again, and they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder, Trey Waynes.
Watson's pass intercepted.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to right. You are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3 and out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a 1st down.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll set up to throw, eluding the pressure right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Kevin King, the former Washington Husky, there defensively. Sliding out of the pocket. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he will be very close to a 1st down. I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Looking to throw. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And it's caught. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. 11 more on that one and another first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season, as his guys continue to pour it on. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
And now once again, they'll line up to go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
And now out comes Houston. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. 3rd quarter action here in this regular season finale. This will be 2nd and 10. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Complete to Brandon Cooks.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Texans on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he'll get credit for a punt inside the 20, not by much, but inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
19-yard line.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch. deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love? Four verts. Yeah. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down this court. And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That goes for a gain of 31.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Flush to his right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Whitney merciless. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 35. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Being chased out left. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
23 yards the pickup there. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And the Chiefs are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
1st down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ballgame.
So once again, the Chiefs electing to go for the 2-point conversion. They'll look to run for him with Williams. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, This is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And now the throw going to Fuller, and he's got it. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a pass, and it's complete to QT. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second.
Out of the gun, Watson. And this is incomplete. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. And it'll bring up third down.
Third down. And 7 yards to go.
Operating from the gun, Watson. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
Sack. A loss of 7 yards.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Chiefs will have the foot in excellent field. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Can't get away, and he's taken down.
Quarterback sack.
And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Back to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one covers 20 yards, first down.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going there for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. First and 10, and they've got jumbo package look. On the counter, here's Williams. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Second down and 12, 18-yard line. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. This is caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Touchdown, Chiefs.
they will again try for two. They're going to keep it on the ground. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on two more.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
Today's final score.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? Their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Chiefs, a final win here means they'll finish off the regular season at a solid 13-3. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Houston, despite the loss here, they're going to wind up with a very good 11-5 overall mark. And now they'll have to see how the final playoff picture will all shake out. And for Charles Davis and our entire EA Sports.